Listen up, let me tell you a story. I'm just kidding. But I do have a story to tell you. We are having a very productive day. We finished everything we could in the kitchen for now, and we finished the bench on this one side, which is amazing. So now we are moving on to these guys up here. So as you can see, Shaun put these batons here, this one and that one over there. At first when he built it, just kind of like willy-nilly, like figuring this is ish where we would have it. But now that we're actually like finishing them out, putting the bottoms on, putting the tops on, and like the doors is what I was trying to say. We are now moving these batons so that each cupboard is, each cupboard is the same length. In the kitchen living room area, we'll have 3, and then in the bedroom area, we'll have 2, and they'll probably be a little bit bigger, but there'll only be 2 of them. And that's kind of what we're doing. Doing today, I've had to stop now because it is raining outside, but I had the kitchen unit outside for most of the afternoon. And what I was doing was I was sanding everything down so that everything appeared nice and smooth, and that all the pieces where like 2 pieces of wood meet, if there's like a joint or a seam, smooth that out. Then what I started doing is I started using wood filler to fill in all the holes and all the cracks. That way when we actually paint it, it hopefully looks nice and smooth and not like we made it from scratch. It kind of looks like this. That's what the wood filler looks like, and I just put it on with like a little like work spatula thing. And I think for the kitchen unit, we're going to be painting the trimming and the edging white, and then the actual cupboard and drawer doors are going to be that dark blue. It's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We haven't vlogged very much today, but that's because honestly we didn't do that much. The goal was to get a lot done, but the cupboards ended up being a lot more complicated than we anticipated, and it slowed us down a little bit. Let me go show you what I mean. So last night, after I stopped vlogging, Shaun did add the bottom to all of these top cupboards here. So if you can see inside, there's the bottom, and that looks great all the way across.
I don't like hanging hinges on cupboards anymore, but I've got so many more left to go. So yeah.
Why don't you like it? What's happening?
It's very finicky, and I've got no idea what I'm doing. So I'm sort of making it up as I go along.
So these 2 cupboards here, these ones here, they look about the same size. They're sitting at about the same height. Not perfect, but pretty close. Now if you open them, there's 1, there's 2. What is that? How, if they are so similar in size and placement, are they so out of line? Doesn't make any sense. What the heck?
What the hell?
You know, it's really frustrating when things don't work and you feel like you're gonna be able to do so much in this day, and then you end up spending hours and hours and hours on this tiny little piece. And when you see little quirks like that, like with the cupboards not lining up, you're like, we've just spent so much time like trying to figure out why, and it feels like it's like defeated us. But at the same time, I don't really mind because we've never built a van before. This isn't gonna be a showroom. This is something that we built together for the first time. We're figuring it out as we go along. We're brand new at this. And you know, it's gonna have some quirks. It's gonna have some character, which is fun. It's what makes the van unique. So hopefully in a couple months when we're, you know, using the van, we're gonna look at those misaligned cupboards and just laugh about it and be happy that they're misaligned, because it's gonna remind us how hard we worked on the van and how hard it was. So yeah, Shaun has gone in for the day. He's gonna take a break. I might sand down the last 2 drawers that go in the kitchen unit and then also call it a day. Some days are just slower progress, but that's okay because we'll get there in the end. Where are you? I know you're somewhere.
Hello.
Hello. It's gonna be all right. It's been a few days. The last thing you saw, we were struggling with our overhead cupboards. The last few days, Shaun has kept working on them and trying to make them align, which is really difficult with the hinges, until ultimately the roof fell down. It wasn't a huge amount, but a bunch of the cladding on the side that we were working on, basically the pieces of cladding that were attached to the overhead cupboards. They pulled them down basically, and the cladding got ripped out of the ceiling. So that was dramatic. I'm sorry that we weren't vlogging that, so we don't actually have footage of it. But Shaun has managed to, well, we had to go buy more cladding, and now we've put more up, so now it's not stained, so we will have to stain it at some point, those few pieces. But he has managed to put some of it back up. Some of it was reusable. And now they're screwed into place. They were screwed into place before, but only on the ends. Now we've screwed them in everywhere. I just accepted the fact that you'll see the screws because obviously we don't want things falling. There wasn't even anything in them yet. So we're going ahead. Yeah, let's go see how it's going. That looks good.
Awesome. Like a possum.
You're awesome like a possum. So you might remember before we had cupboards that were opening. We had 2 per cupboard, and they were opening, meeting in the middle and opening towards the side. Obviously when the ceiling fell, all of it came down. The framing came down, the doors came down, everything. Luckily, Shaun's dad came and helped for a bit, and I think he was significantly more helpful than I would have been because he's actually proactive versus just kind of being waited and told what to do, which I'm usually very proactive as a person, but I don't really know anything about construction, so I always am often just waiting for Shaun to be like, okay, do this, do this, do this, and assign me tasks. Shaun's dad was really helpful, so thank you for coming out and helping us on your bank weekend. Once everything fell off, they came up with a new plan that I think is going to serve us a little bit better and I think looks nicer as well. So maybe everything happens for a reason. What we're doing here is this. So Shaun has spent this morning and a chunk of yesterday re-putting up the cupboards. These look much better. What we do is we put the cupboard doors up first. They discovered on their second attempt that it was easier to do that. So if you open this cupboard like I did before, you can see there's no bottom yet, there's no actual cupboard. It's just like the base piece, which is all along against the wood of the van, and then that's it. Once they put those in, then you get like this section here where you have the actual cupboards, and they go up, but the way that Shaun's put them on, they don't actually hit the roof, which was something we were concerned about. And what we've done is instead of using these handles, we were gonna put them on everything. We'll still use them for everything else, like all the bottom pieces and stuff. But on these guys, we are going to use recessed handles. So the ones that are like indented in, that way you can grip them, still lift them up, and they won't touch the ceiling when they're up there. How's it going?
Magical.
Talk to me.
Let's get this final door up on this side.
Woo! There's our door. There's our final door. There's our final door.
On this side.
On this side.
Working out where the hinge is going to go. So our hinges are going to sit neatly in there like that. And that's the right positioning and placement for what we need.
How did you figure that out, that that was what you needed?
About 4 days worth of work is how we figured that out.
What has been your least favorite part of the van building process?
Doors. I'd rather be rust removing. What else was tedious and boring?
Reflectix.
Insulating. Basically, I'd rather be doing anything other than doors. But doing doors does mean we're progressing.
Come on.
Yeah, it does.
Come on, come on.
Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you.
This could actually be kind of a funny thumbnail. So Shaun is attaching what we hope to be the last cupboard on this side. So in theory, once these are all in and like the holes from the screws are in the right place and stuff, no matter how many times we take it off to like sand it or paint it and put it back on, it should sit the same, right? If we put it like in the same screws and the same hinges and everything?
Yeah, but if we take it off and on too many times, we'll wear the hole out.
Well, no, it'll probably just be the one time.
So these should come off once and then go back on after they're painted. But when we take them off, because especially down that end, there's so many little like trial holes. You need to like mark which hole it came out of. Yeah, this end's not too bad. It's down that end. Down that end a bit of it looks like Swiss cheese.
Oh, and this piece is already built and ready to go.
Here's one I made earlier.
So this is the piece that fell off the roof. We're putting it in the bottom. Good. We have finished one row of cupboards. We have finished one row of cupboards. Woo! Are you happy?
Woo woo! I'll be happy when they're all
We are
done.
starting our second row of cupboards. We are starting our second row of cupboards. Second row. Ba-dum-ba. Cupboards the musical. Hi, Luna. You okay? Are you enjoying the van? What are you doing right now?
Measuring and about to cut the first door for the other side of the van. Hopefully we can maybe get them done today. If not, at least get halfway and finish it tomorrow. Because I'm sick of doing cupboard doors. I want to move on to something better. I'm more interested. I don't know what yet, but it's something else. So 6 days later, 4 days later, it feels like forever. The cupboards are finally finished.
Woo!
I never want to do another cupboard door again in my life, but I'll probably be doing one again very shortly. So we have 2 cupboards for the kitchen, 2 cupboards for the sitting room, 2 cupboards for over there in the bedroom, 2 cupboards at the back, and then 2 cupboards here. That was a quick tour of our cupboards. Very exciting.
Show them the
So here we're going to have a bunch more of the utilities control. So they are solar charge controller, panel, some more light switches to control like the toilet, water pump, the gas solenoid, stuff like that. And we've also put the door on our bulkhead shelf. So we're almost finished playing with woodwork.
Now it's my job. Now I have to come in and sand these babies down and paint them. We're gonna paint them white, including the one in the bulkhead. All right, guys, that is where we're gonna leave it this week. We are super happy with how the cupboards turned out. It took a really long time. It put us quite a bit further back than we were anticipating, but they're done. They're here. They look good. They're kind of holding my weight right now, which is good. Now we can progress to other things. We still have quite a lot to do, but we are making great progress. So thank you for watching. Oh, and a super quick thank you. We got another donation this week, which is absolutely incredible. We know who you are. You know who you are. Thank you so much. Every little bit helps, and it's definitely going towards this van. Have a great week, guys. Thanks so much.